Feel good?
Yeah.
Okay. Feels hot because I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know. I get nervous. You know I'm weird. Hey guys, it's Harley, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different from what I normally put on my channel. A lot of people ask about my husband Ryan and if he actually exists, and he does. He's going to answer some of the most frequently asked questions we get from you guys.
Before we get started, I just have to say, if any of my students find this video, which I'm sure they will, and make any memes of me, it's an automatic check mark.
Be warned, students. Let's just get into it. So question number one is what we do for a living. I do the YouTube thing and then the plant haul, and Ryan.
I'm a school teacher. I teach geography and history at a middle school.
He's a student as well. How old are y'all and how long have y'all been married? I'm 24.
I'm 25.
And we've been married for...
Did you forget?
Almost 5 years in June.
Going on 5 this year.
That's so weird.
Yeah, we're old.
Ouch! Next question is, do you guys have arguments because of the non-stop buying of plants, or does he not really care?
Well, this was probably one of the most asked questions, and I think the best way to answer that question is to tell a story of putting a frog in hot water, right? If you put a frog in a boiling pot of water, it'll jump right out. If you put a frog in a cold pot of water and slowly heat it up, it'll boil itself to death, right? I feel like I'm the frog getting boiled to death by all these plants in the house. For everyone out there that's wondering how okay I am with this, I am not okay with all these plants.
I am not okay with these plants.
Really? You seem okay.
Yeah. Well, I think a big thing is Harley puts up with a lot of stuff I do too. I made Harley move twice now.
He made me move out of a house that I loved.
Yeah, we sold our very first house we had. We fixed it up and sold it. I had to give her a little leniency with all the plants.
I guess it evens out a little bit. How did you guys meet?
Is this from my perspective or
From
yours?
your perspective.
Well, we had a mutual friend when we were in high school. Do you want like the long story or the short story? One day, me and my best friend, Christian, were hanging out, and out of nowhere, this girl I knew from another high school in the area texted me and said, "Hey, I need you to pretend to be my friend's boyfriend because this other kid won't leave her alone." But we had nothing to do. So we're like, all right, let's do it. And there was a festival going on called Uinta Days. Harley's from Uinta. Me and my friend went down to Uinta Days, and we got the phone number of the boy that was harassing Harley. But anyhow, we told him to leave her alone. One thing led to another, and we were supposed to meet at this park and fight. And anyhow, me and my friend show up to the park. We're ready to throw down. Well, of course, he doesn't show up. That summer is pretty fun. I mean, we just kept hanging out every day, and we just never stopped hanging out, honestly. It's how we ended up married.
Technically, he never even asked me to be his girlfriend, so I'm just gonna throw that in there.
She's just lucky I asked her to be my wife.
Question is about going plant shopping. She asked, do you bring Ryan with you? And if so, does he help you?
Just to clear this up right now, I don't like plants. Like, I like grass in the yard. I try and take care of our yard. I like doing outdoor work. I don't like decorative plants. The only time we maybe look at plants together is when we go to Home Depot or Lowe's, because I need to get something and Harley comes along.
And then I say, I'll be in the plants, and then he goes his opposite way.
And I go wherever I need. So that's about the closest we get to plant shopping together.
Yeah. So then that leads me into the next question, which is, my husband does not like plants and thinks that I have too many. I love plants. They are my therapy and they make me happy. What would you tell my husband, since it's clear I'm not giving them up?
I feel for you, man. That sucks. I know better than anyone else.
Plants are good for you.
Yeah,
sure. Tell him it's an investment into his health because it filters benzene and formaldehyde.
Yeah, go with that. He'll buy it.
You're kicked off my channel. Does he ever tell you only one plant this month or something similar? He never does. I don't think he really knows when I'm bringing home new plants. Do you? Yeah,
I mean, I think Harley tries to avoid me when she goes plant shopping because I'll come home and there's like new plants somewhere and I'll be like, what the heck are these? Where'd these come from?
So you notice?
Sometimes.
Oh, that's so good.
Unfortunately, I didn't notice enough until I was suffocating in plants.
You're not suffocating. It's helping you breathe better.
Yeah.
Do you ever wake in total darkness, get up to use the restroom, only to get tangled in plants that your wife strung around the bed?
The lights don't even have to be off when I'm tangled in plants. I don't know, you guys have probably, if you've watched Harley's home walk around videos, probably seen our canopy bed. I think most people hang curtains, or I don't even know what most people use it. Anyhow, ours, the home of a bunch of plants that are hanging from the rods. And anytime I get up or move around, it feels like I'm always hitting a plant, and Harley's always getting mad at me for it.
He's being so dramatic because I used to have plants on his side, and he threw a fit, so I moved them all onto my side.
I didn't throw a fit. I keep my side clear. Harley has to duck to go to bed, so.
Does he support support your YouTube career? Does he help you take care of your plants?
Yeah, I think me and Harley support each other really well. One cool thing I find about our relationship is Harley does what she wants and I do what I want, and then at the end of the day we somehow consolidate that and we're happy together. A lot of times people get in relationships that are really restrictive and people don't want, you know, the other person doing other things. I don't think that's a relationship at all, so I think it works very well. So to answer that question, whether it's a YouTube channel or her store or anything she's doing, I try to support her as best as I can. I feel like she does the same for me.
Yeah, I feel pretty supported. This is a good question.
Okay.
Does he enjoy that you enjoy plants?
I think it's great that Harley loves plants and that she's passionate about something.
So then this is my own question. Would there ever be a point where there's like too many plants?
We've already crossed that point.
So the answer is no.
As our Harley brings plants in, I slowly sneak them out and she doesn't notice them. So we're maintaining an equilibrium right now. It's working out pretty well, I think. See, she doesn't even know what ones are missing yet.
Why don't you wear wedding rings? I wear my wedding ring sometimes, not when I'm doing like potting or anything. I want it to get dirty, and then if we go to like Lagoon, I don't wear it because I don't want it to get lost. Why don't you wear a wedding ring?
Well, we got married when I was doing HVAC. Wearing a ring or any type of ring or jewelry is actually pretty dangerous when you're working with electricity and spinning parts. So I always just had it on my car keys and I never got used to wearing it. So
it's just a keychain.
Yeah, well, it's on my car keys so I won't lose it. It's always with me. I don't wear it.
Yeah, it doesn't really bug me, honestly. Does it bug you if I don't wear mine?
No, Harley definitely wears hers more than I wear mine, but it doesn't bug me either way.
We know we're married, so I guess that's all that counts. What's the one place that Harley has a plant that really irritates you?
Our bed. Around our bed.
That really bugs you the most?
Yeah. Well, besides that one that smelled like death. But
He's talking about jasmine! I don't get it. Everybody loves jasmine.
Yeah, I did like the smell of that one, and it was in the middle of our house, and it made our whole house smell like that.
Well,
plant.
I don't know if you noticed, I got rid of it.
Yeah, and it's been nice.
But I love this. Have any of my plants grown on you?
No.
What are your zodiac signs? Do you know what you are?
I have no clue. I don't prescribe to the belief that the alignment of the stars when I was born have anything to do with me.
Why would it not? Okay, here's the thing, really quick, side note. Why would it not have anything to do with you? Because we're made up of so much water and the moon affects water. The moon would affect the water of us.
If you guys or Harley can show me any legitimate research that's been
Okay, here's
done.
my legitimate research. I'm a Taurus and I love plants. He's a Libra and he's being a Libra.
Whatever that means.
How did he propose?
We were at a reservoir by our house. I rented a boat. So we went out, got on the reservoir, and it was a pretty cool day.
It was really cool.
There was a search and rescue going on. They were like diving down and pulling cars out of the dam that had been there for like decades. So we watched them pull like, what, 5 or 6 cars out of the water. And then we kind of got to a point where we were still in the water, about ready to go back in. And I pulled out a ring and I said, Harley, will you marry me? And Harley kind of like freaked out, you know, like kind of what you'd expect. I dropped the ring over the side of the boat and it sank down to the bottom. Those of you that live here in Utah know how dirty Pineview is never going to be found again. It took them decades to get those cars out of the water.
And I was all, do you think we could ask them to go find it?
Yeah, Harley was pretty distraught. She wanted to go have search and rescue, find the ring at the bottom of Pineview. So if they ever drain Pineview, I don't know, maybe we take a metal detector and go look for it. Anyhow, that ring was a fake. I did it, you know, just to play a joke on Harley. Rode the boat back and Harley was all stressed out. When we got back to the beach, I had the real ring waiting to ask her. And yeah, so I asked her and she said yes. That was a lifetime ago.
That really was. That's so weird. Time flies. What are some of your hobbies?
Well, I like to golf. I ski a lot. I play basketball kind of a lot. I work a lot. Even,
a lot.
Yeah, when I'm not teaching, I almost always have something going on. Like it was spring break this last week for our school. And I spent the week working on a basement for a rental property that me and Harley have. So I always have something going on. I feel like I'm a pretty busy person overall.
Do you enjoy working that much? Like, is it a hobby? Would you consider it a hobby?
Yeah, I like learning new things, and I like that feeling of accomplishing things, taking it from start to finish and seeing what the end product is and knowing that you did that. I think that's pretty cool. So I wouldn't want to do like those manual labor things all the time. Like we were hanging drywall and that was terrible. That's why I went to school. But
you're still doing it.
Just to do it here and there, I think it's pretty fun and it makes me feel pretty fulfilled.
When you and Harley met, did you think she was a crazy plant lady?
Harley wasn't into plants like this when we first met.
Like, I've always been into nature though.
Yeah, Harley's always been a nature person, definitely. As far as like collecting plants and growing them and whatnot, she really wasn't into that when we first met, but it doesn't surprise me at all because I think it just fits her personality, like knowing her.
Yeah, and part of the reason I didn't start collecting plants until now is because we've moved so much, like between moving out of our parents and for college and then like all these houses he's flipped and sold and things like that.
Yeah,
we couldn't really like, I couldn't have plants because it was just a lot to move.
So we have to start moving again.
Do you like nature?
No. Not really. Well, I think the army has mostly ruined nature for me. I told Harley the story a couple weeks ago. We were in the field. We were in the middle of nowhere, setting up tents in the middle of a snowstorm, and it was miserable. And same thing with hiking. Harley loves to hike. The army's ruined hiking for me too, because to me it's just you gotta get from A to B, and when me and Harley hike together, she can't even keep up.
Yeah, okay, because we've gone hiking once. I made that mistake one time and he was like, let's run up this mountain!
We definitely...
And I wanted to like stop and smell the roses.
I would much prefer to not be out in nature. But I mean, I'm a Boy Scout, I'm an Eagle Scout and everything. I put my time in outside.
So like, okay. What's your favorite thing about Harley? Why are you thinking so long?
That she makes me happy is probably the best thing. Everything else aside, you have to be with someone that you enjoy being with.
That was kind of a cop-out, but I'll accept it.
I don't know how that was a cop-out. If she didn't make me happy, there definitely wouldn't be any plants in here.
I respect that. Name one pet peeve you have on the other person.
Yeah, you go first on that one.
Oh, I'll be like talking about something and I'll be so excited. Like when we were at Lowe's and Home Depot the last 2 days, I'll be talking in mid-sentence, he just says something totally unrelated and I'm like, did you even hear what I just said? And here's what's the most annoying thing. He heard what I said, like he can say it back word for word what I was saying, but he just doesn't like respond. Your most pet peeve about me?
My biggest pet peeve about Harley is probably that she gets mad at me for everything that she does too. I'm actually surprised your pet peeve wasn't that I listen to music
oh my gosh. Yes, he'll just play Rammstein, that new what's it called?
Deutschland?
Okay, that, I've listened to it probably 100 times by now because he's been playing it on repeat, seriously 24/7, first thing in the morning and late at night. It's always going. And it's not just like one time and then you listen to something else. It's like, okay, song's over, gotta restart it.
Generally speaking, no matter my mood or what time of day, we're always listening to heavy metal. But unlike Harley, I have science to support me. There was a recent study that came out that shows that listening to heavy metal actually causes joy and is very cathartic. So, you know, Harley, you're welcome for that.
I don't feel that joy, but... Do we have marital issues because of my plants? No, I don't think so. Do we?
Yeah, I don't think we really have marital issues just in general.
Yeah.
I feel like we're very vocal when we fight.
Yeah.
Or when we have disagreements, so things don't build up.
Ryan, did you go to college?
Yeah, I graduated from Weber State University here in Ogden with a composite degree or a dual major degree. So I studied political science, geography, psychology, and history all under one degree. And I did that so I could teach all those subjects in school here. So I did that, and I'm currently working, I think we already mentioned, I'm currently working on my master's degree in education technology, and I'm hoping to be done with that in the next couple months. So.
How old were we when we first met? I was 15.
You were?
Yeah.
Well, I was 16. Yeah, my birthday's earlier in the school year than Harley's.
Yeah, mine's at the end of the year.
Yeah, mine's at the start of the school year.
Wow, and now he's 25, so.
Yeah.
What is your fondest memory of our relationship?
I don't know what you think of that one.
Mine is, so we started dating and then he went to go do high school in Germany. It was a long distance thing for a really, really long time. It was rough, let me just say that. A year after we got married, we took a trip to Germany and stayed there for quite some time. But when he was there the first time, he carved this little cute heart into the tree and put R+H. And like he had sent me pictures when he lived in Germany, and then we were able to go back and visit that when we went. And I don't know, it was kind of cool. It like was very nostalgic feeling, kind of. It's just weird how we were in that one place when you did it. And it was kind of weird being the long distance thing in high school. I don't know, that was really tough. And then like being married and going back to it, I don't know, that was a really...
Well, I'm glad Harley's fondest memory of me is me vandalizing a tree in a foreign country.
I'm a Taurus, I love trees!
I feel like she had time to prepare for that question or something.
I didn't. That's just what first popped into my head.
My fondest memory is probably when I graduated from basic training and Harley came out to my graduation. And that was kind of the same thing too. We were in another long distance situation. It was really awesome that Harley came out to my graduation in South Carolina. We got to spend a couple days together before I had to go to my next training school. So that was pretty cool. And that was probably one of my fondest ones.
We've done a lot of stuff. Do you think it's strange how excited I get about plants?
No, I think everyone has stuff they get excited about. Harley thinks it's strange how excited I get about like music or
trucks. Why does Mr. Gross have our class clap whenever Mr. Craner walks in?
Well, this is obviously a question from one of my students. Mr. Craner, the Spanish teacher whose classroom is by mine, he comes in, I think, every day on a routine basis to get hand sanitizer. I think it's always 4th period. And I don't know who started it, but every time he walks in, we just start clapping. So now, you know, he pokes his head and we clap. I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe we just appreciate Mr. Craner.
Why does Mr. Gross always say, "You're a great American"? Why do you? Where'd you pick that up from? He tells me that all the time.
Yeah. A guy who I was in the army with used to tell people that, you know, and he'd like say, "Thank you for your service" and that kind of thing in a sarcastic manner. But I think the more that I've said it and the more that I get these reactions from it, I really like it. I really like, you know, what does it mean to be a good American? And it always leads to a good conversation because the kids are always like, but I'm not even American, I'm from, I don't know, Brazil. It leads to this conversation about what does it mean to be a great American? Is it just where you're born? I don't think so. I think the qualities that we want our future kids to have are qualities that make great Americans. And that might be different for every person. So it's a little bit more philosophical than I think the students realize. Just the more I've said it, the more I've fallen in love with it, and that's like my phrase at school. If you say that, everyone knows you're talking about me.
So if you ever came out with merch, it would say "You're a great American"?
Oh yeah, it would definitely say that.
So then what's your favorite moment you've had as a teacher? He's only been a teacher, this is his 2nd year.
Yeah,
so
finishing up year 2 right now.
Yeah, and he coaches a lot of sports too.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking just in general, my basketball team just won the championship for our school district. The last time our school has won the basketball championship, I was in 1st grade. That was a pretty awesome experience, but that wasn't necessarily a teaching experience. I take the kids to the city council, the ones that want extra credit. Once a semester, they can go to the city council and earn extra credit. I always feel like a proud parent watching my little students stand up at the city council. They do their research project about world environmental issues, and we live in a very conservative place where people don't believe that there are any environmental issues. So I always love watching my students just annoy the heck out of everyone. So those are always really good experiences, but there's a lot of them. They come all the time. That's probably one of the best parts about being a teacher.
Honestly, those kids doing that is brave. I don't know if I would have.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would be able to.
All the students say they will do it, and then at the end of when the day finally comes around, I have like 2 or 3 out of 150 kids actually do it, so. We
kind of watch them. Well, we've watched a few.
Yeah, we watch them online.
And half the time the kid gets up there and makes their statement or whatever, and then everybody's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't even really say anything back to the students.
Yeah.
That would be so mortifying.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a good experience for the kids.
Have you watched a video of mine all the way through ever?
I don't know why. Well, maybe. Like what?
Do you know how I end the video?
How do you end it?
You like have to sing "Bye," but like opera-ly.
What?
Yeah.
No.
You have to.
All the kids will get that. I will be. Oh no.
You have to. That's how I end my videos.
All right, show me an example.
Like, bye! Ryan, you have to. Then what are you gonna do when I do that?
I don't know.
Okay, so those are all the questions we're going to answer in this video. Thumbs up the video if you'd like to see Ryan in future videos, and then also please leave a comment letting us know what you thought, or if you have any additional questions. I'm sure you'll go through comments with me. You do that sometimes.
Yeah, I can.
And respond to them. So yeah, leave anything like that in the comments section down below. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!
You're all great Americans.